Max Healthcare Institute, India's second largest private hospital chain, has got listed on Friday, August 21st. The stock gained 5% on listing. Now, what makes Max Healthcare special and different from its other peers, that is, the leading hospital chains like Apollo, Fortis, and Narayan? I'm Kiran Somanshi from Economic Times Intelligence Group, and I'm going to delve into explaining the differences which Max has from its peers. The first difference is difference in ownership. Now, the company is owned and promoted by a private equity firm, KKR in this case, and it is the first time a hospital chain is getting promoted and getting listed with a private equity player as a majority shareholder. Now, this is very different from what its peers have. In case of Apollo Enterprises, you have the promoter, Dr. Pratap Reddy, and his family being the majority shareholder. In case of Fortis, you have the Asian healthcare major IHH as the dominant shareholder. In case of Narayan Hrudayalaya, you have Dr. Devi Shetty and his family as the majority shareholder. So as you see, most of these hospitals are owned and promoted by family enterprises, typically started by doctors, and that's not the case with Max. Now, what does private equity holding or ownership brings? Now, private equity holding is supposed to be profit focused, clinical, and strategic in its decision making. And that's what makes Max different. And that gets reflected in its performance. Now, another difference that we have is difference in governance structure. So ownership also gets influenced or directed in terms of how the company gets governed. Now, Max Healthcare has the smallest board of directors among all its peers. Now, you have Apollo, Fortis, and Narayan each having 10-member board of directors. But in case of Max, you have a 7-member board. And none of them is a professional medical doctor. Neither the company has a CEO who is a doctor, which is different from what we see in other companies. Now, in case of Apollo, you have a 10-member board, but a couple of them are doctors. The chairman, Dr. Pratap Reddy, is a reputed and known physician. Same is the case of Fortis Healthcare. The CEO is Dr. Ashutosh Raghuvanshi, and there are two other doctors on its board. In case of Narayan Hrudayalaya, Dr. Devi Shetty chairs the company's board along with two other doctors, including the CEO, who is a cardiac surgeon. So, the point to be delved is, does it make a difference if a doctor is part of the board of directors of a hospital or is is a chief executive officer? It does bring doctors in terms of medical profession. They do bring a patient-centric approach for the company. So presence of doctors on the board of hospital chains, while not guaranteeing the success of the hospital chains, at least keep the focus of patient centricity of the company. So that is something which is different between Max and its peers. Now, there is another big difference which Max and other peers have is difference in strategy. Now, Max has followed a very different approach of growing compared to its peers. Unlike its peers, Max has a very limited footprint in terms of its presence only in the largest and the richest cities in India, that is Delhi NCR and Mumbai. While other hospital chains have gone ahead and expanded their footprint at least through major part of the major cities in India, Max Healthcare has and continues to be focused on these two, primarily the Mumbai and Delhi. The reason being, they see it as fast growing hubs, they see it as profitable hubs, and they also see it as a very good uh, area for seeking medical tourism business. So they remain bullish on these areas, and they also have land banks in both the cities to expand brownfield. So to expand inorganically or to expand and build on their bed capacity in their existing facilities. So the strategy is very different from what other companies have followed. Max is engaged in the high margin segment of quaternary and tertiary care rather than the primary or secondary care. So it doesn't cater to the primary and the secondary level. It rather looks at the very high margin niche segment of quaternary care. Now, during the lockdown, while other peers downsized their staff size, including the medical professionals, Max went ahead and looked it as an opportunity to poach good medical talent from its peers. Now, it tried to compensate it by, of course, taking pay cuts at its senior management level, but it did beef up its talent pool during Corona time. Now, another strategy difference which Max has is it has land bank to expand existing facilities, but it doesn't want to do it immediately. It has postponed it, or rather, it looks it at a long-term thing of doing it in 5 to 6 years. It also is going to expand inorganically as the management believes that there is going to be a set of consolidation in the healthcare industry as the COVID ceases or as the COVID situation pans out. Because not many hospital companies are able to continue sustaining themselves with the current crisis. So they look at consolidating, and that's where Max looks it as an opportunity for expanding inorganically. So that is the difference in approach and strategy. The last difference, important difference, is of course ownership, governance, strategy has also reflected on operational performance of Max. Max is operationally superior in terms of its FY20 performance compared to its peers. Now, with the governance structure and strategy that is profit focused, the operations of the company are more profitable than its peers. And what are the profitable parameters that we see? It is the operating revenue per bed, the operating EBITDA margins per bed, the revenue growth, and the overall profit margins. On all these counts, you see Max doing better than other hospital peers for the year FY20. Now, Max has not yet announced its first quarter results for the quarter ended June. It is going to do so by the end of this month, and that should give a glimpse of what was the company's performance during the COVID impacted June quarter vis-a-vis its peers, because all other peers have shown deterioration of performance, have shown they're getting affected by the COVID situation. As Max Healthcare's first quarter numbers are announced, we will come to know how is this outperforming company going to perform or has performed vis-a-vis its peers, because all its peers have shown underperformance during the COVID impacted quarter. While the company's management has admitted that it has impacted, its operations have impacted because of COVID, the numbers will reflect the true picture. While the Max Healthcare model is great for investors, the moot question is how does it impact the overall private healthcare in India? For that matter, it is the first time a private equity floated model is being played out or is getting operated in the Indian healthcare. Will it make a difference about? Will it make a difference to the ecosystem of the private healthcare? Now that's a question we need to analyze more. The company, especially during the COVID time, has received flake on social media amid allegations of profiteering during the crisis or from the crisis. Such instances dent the patient confidence, the patient trust on the brand. Now, while the company has registered a smart turnaround of 1 year over the last 1 year, we have to see that whether it is able to retain and manage patient trust, especially after those recent allegations. While many hospital companies have received allegations of profiteering, Max Healthcare being an outperformer and being a company with a profit focus, we need to check and see whether how the patient trust continues to be there as the COVID crisis unveils itself. Okay, while the Max model is definitely helping hospital companies to regain their profitability, and it is a weak point. The sector overall is afflicted with low return of capital, low return on capital. So it is important that such models prosper and make hospital business sustainable. However, it does have its flip side. And the flip side is that for Indian healthcare system, which is predominantly skewed towards better health infrastructure in cities and lack of affordability and accessibility, especially for the poor areas, it remains a concern. Such models actually can further increase the skewed aspect of Indian healthcare. So, for a country like India with a huge disease burden, poor population, the spread of such models may not be a good sign. Hospitals constitute around 70% of Indian healthcare, with an increasingly dominant role of the private sector. So when the reliance of private sector is so much in Indian healthcare, do we need more profit focused players, or do we need players like Narayan Hrudayalaya which are low cost and trying to make healthcare more inclusive?